Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I am back with another video for you guys today. And today we're talking about how to make your affirmations, or really any technique that you're doing, more powerful and more effective, especially if you are using a technique and you're not really seeing any results from it. Before I get into that, I want to let you guys know that I am doing weekly hot seat coaching. All that info is in the description. It's going to be every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. We just did one the day before yesterday, and it went great. And I'm probably going to make it longer because we went like way over time. But if you want some help and you can't afford coaching right now, then that's a really good cheaper way for you to get some help and some clarity on what's going on with you. And I honestly feel like hearing what other people are going through brings a lot of clarity to your situation because you're on the outside looking in, okay? I also have my new guidebook that I created, you guys, that has the top 10 most powerful techniques and when to use it based off of your state of being or your level of expertise, basically, how long you've been manifesting if you're a beginner. And really that kind of correlates with your state anyway. So all of that is in the description, you guys, but let's talk about how to really get these affirmations to work and what is stopping them from really working in your life. I think with a lot of things, with a lot of techniques, we can see, wherever we got the technique, whatever channel we got the technique from or whatever coach, and we see all these people getting results. And so we assume like, well, why is it working for them and it's not working for me the same way, right? But the important thing to know and to understand, you guys, is that everybody is different. Every person is so different. There may be somebody who is affirming for money that maybe already has a positive money story, right? So it might work overnight for them. It might work in 3 days for them. But for you, if you have a lot of negative beliefs around money and you have a story that's deeply ingrained, that's opposing to it, it's not to say at all that you can't overcome that. It's not to say at all that you cannot manifest that, but you want to identify what those beliefs are, right? So I've been talking a lot lately about the core, right? Who are you, right? This is what is expressing. This is when they talk about self-concept. What do you believe about yourself, right? And then what do you believe about yourself in relevance to your desire, right? And so a lot of people focus on what do they believe about themselves in relevance to their desire. This is where the affirming comes in, where you're like, so much money is coming to me every single day. My SP is, in love with me. I am, attracting all the opportunities that I want. I'm living my best life. You're saying all these things, right? But who do you believe that you are, though? What is your identity, right? If you're not seeing results when it comes to your affirming or any technique that you're doing consistently, that you're really doing it, it's because you have something within you, a story within you, an identity within you that is in direct opposition. Hi, Stacy. That is in direct opposition to what it is that you're saying, to the new identity or to the new thing that you're trying to bring in, right? So we're focused a lot on bringing things in, which is, it's fine, it's perfect, that's what we're here to do. But when we're focused on, let's take something random, like let's say you're manifesting bananas, right? And you're wanting to bring more bananas into your life, but you're affirming, I have so many bananas, I have so many bananas, I have so many bananas, right? But deep down inside, who you believe that you are is a person that never gets bananas. You believe that you're a person that the bananas always pass you by and get to somebody else. You're a person that believes that I wouldn't even know what to do with the bananas if I actually had them, right? Or whatever it is, you want to really ask yourself, and I'm going to give you guys a way to do this, right? You have your desire, whatever it is that you're affirming for. Go deeper into that desire. Go deeper from, okay, I want this thing, but why? What do I want? Who do I want to be? What do I want to feel like, right? What is the I am statement that would be implied by the fulfillment of my desire? I'm going to say that again, okay? What is the I am statement that would be fulfilled, that is implied by the fulfillment of my desire? So when you're manifesting an SP, the I am statement That is implying the fulfillment of your desire is I am loved, or I am greatly loved, I'm cherished, I'm prioritized, I'm whatever, right? When it comes to money, you know, you're manifesting money, but what is it that you really want to feel? You want to feel freedom, right? You want to feel security. You want to feel abundant. You want to feel like you can spend and it's not depleting you, right? Now, when you recognize these I am statements, and I talk a lot about this, how we a lot of times are looking for the thing to change the I am statement. This is where a lot of people find themselves in cycles, right? Because we are so powerful that absolutely, guess what? You don't need to change who you are deep down to get a change in your reality. That's the facts of it, because we're so powerful that we can override that and we can get the thing that we're so certain is going to change how we feel about I. We can get the thing and depend on that thing to define us, right? Which is what we do. And at some point, either that thing stops defining us or it's not enough. Either you manifest the money and it's still not enough. You get the relationship, they're still not doing enough. You're still feeling how you are. And you go back into the old story, because the old story hadn't really left in the first place. The old story had just been hydrocarious. The old story had just been basically blanketed over by you manifesting this thing that you want, right? And so when you believe, when you have this belief, let's say that I'm unloved, I'm unwanted, I'm not good enough, and you say, okay, I'm gonna heal that within me by manifesting a partner that thinks that I'm good enough, that shows me that I'm good enough. You could manifest that partner that shows you that you're good enough, that does all of these things. But if that core identity, number one, is strictly dependent on them, if it's strictly dependent on what they do, then it's not really your feeling of I, right? It's the feeling that they give you. So anytime that they oscillate from giving you that feeling, or anytime anything happens, you're going to go back into your story. Number two, the story is going to continue to manifest in other areas of your life, or even in the same area of your life. A lot of things that are happening with manifestation is just your perspective, right? So you can have this man that's doting on you, bringing you breakfast and bread, breakfast in bed, showing you off, doing all of these things. But if deep down you still feel unwanted, you will be looking at and focused on all of the things that he's not doing and thinking that these are the keys to me finally feeling what it is that I want to feel, right? So what I'm telling you guys is, when you want your affirmations to work better, quicker, and permanently, is to ask yourself, what is the identity that I'm wanting to gain from this physical experience? It's not about throwing away the physical experience. The physical experience is going to come, right? But it's who do I want to be? And when you start to embody, right? When you start with, you know what? I am loved. I am deserving of love. I am more than enough. I'm an amazing person. I'm honestly the shit. Like, everything about me is great. And then you go in with, this person is in love with me, this person dotes on me, I'm everything to this person, all of these things, it resonates so much easier with you, because you're not fighting against who you really truly believe you are, right? And I want you to ask yourself right now, who, in relevance to your desire, who do you really believe you are to the core of your being right now, right? Who do you really believe that you are? Do you really believe that you are the most wanted and the most, amazing, secure person? If you really feel like that and you're not seeing it, then that's where your affirmations, that's when you want to be more specific. You might feel that about yourself, but you might have an opposing assumption about this specific person. So for instance, you might feel like, well, I do feel wanted. I do feel confident. I do feel secure. This person is just tripping, right? And if that's how you're feeling, then that's the story that you have around that person. That's when you want to get specific with that person, right? But what I see most of the time, and this is really like getting into deeper states of consciousness, guys, and deeper states of awareness and understanding that this world, this reality, is a reflection of who you say that you are. So we can run around, like my example of the fruits that are being sprouted. If you plant a tree that grows blue fruits and you want red fruits, you can go and paint all of the fruits red. You can paint all the blue fruits red, but by the time you're done doing that, you will have a whole new sprout of blue fruits, because that is the seed that is planted, right? So you can plant a new seed and it's going to automatically grow you red fruits, without you having to do all the effort of trying to micromanage every single thing in your life. Okay, I need my coworkers to show up this way so that I can feel appreciated. Okay, I need my man or my SP to come this way and show up so that I can feel appreciated. Okay, I need my money to show up this way so that I can feel valuable, so that I can feel, and all of these things, instead of just going to the core of, okay, let's see, Jacarius, you say that confuses me a little bit. It's almost like if you don't believe it, it can't happen. Elaborate on that for me, Jacarius. What do you mean? What part did I say that confused you? But yes, and it's not that if you don't believe it, it won't happen. But what I'm saying is that who you believe that you are is going to express regardless of what it is that you're doing. So to answer the video, that I'm really like, what I'm really trying to say in this video is go to your core. Go to who am I identifying as, and who is the version of me, right? Who is the version of me that I'm wanting to express, that I want to express through the expression of this physical manifestation, right? What do I believe when I'm affirming for this SP, for this money, for this job, for this car, for this house, and I'm not seeing any movement? But what is there? Sometimes, you guys, the belief can be as simple as, I don't get what I want. Things don't really work out for me. That simple belief right there can fuck everything up for you. Because if you believe that you don't get what you want, you can do all the affirming and the techniques and all these things. But if that's your core, right? If that's the identity that you have, you won't get it. Hi, Quantum. So that's all that I'm trying to say, you guys, is look at that. What is the identity beneath the desire that you're wanting to harness for yourself, right? Jacarius, I'm not sure what part was confusing you. Oh, wait, here you are. You say, you're not the only one. The who do you really believe you are? What if you want to change that? But the way you guys are saying it, it's like, if you don't believe it, it won't happen. I'm trying to understand what you're asking, Jacarius. You're saying, who do you believe you are? What if you want to change it? Are you saying, like, if you want to change who you believe you are, but if you don't believe that, then it won't happen? I think that's what you're saying. And so, okay, so here's the thing, guys. When it comes to manifestation, I'm actually glad you brought this up, if I'm understanding you right, because this is something that also hinders people, right? Is well, I don't believe this thing can happen, so I'm not going to try and manifest it, right? Honestly, you guys, 9 times out of 10, when you begin manifesting something, you're not going to believe that it can happen. That's why you're in your current situation. If you believed that you could be a millionaire, you wouldn't manifest yourself being a struggling broke person, right? So that most of the time we're seeing that as an obstacle. Like, well, I don't believe that I can, be this person or whatever, so I can't do it. But no, what you do is you build the belief, right? That's what techniques are for. That's what re-identifying yourself is for, right? And truthfully, when it comes to actually becoming that new person, you guys, it truly, 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 truly is a decision, and a consistent decision, okay? It is a consistent decision that every day that you wake up and you decide that this is the version of myself that I am becoming, okay? This is the version of myself that I am. You don't want to force yourself to believe it. You don't have to force yourself to believe it, because as you continue to repeat that and reinforce that, and then the next step of that is actually showing up as that person, right? Like, let's say you're a person that feels unimportant, and let's say something like something simple, like you always let everybody go ahead of you in line because you're not important enough to be first up, right? But when you start identifying, you wake up every day, no, I am important, I am important, I am important, even if I don't feel that, right? Because a lot of people say, oh, I don't feel that, that feels wrong, that feels off. Of course it feels wrong, of course it feels off, because you've been being somebody, most likely complete opposite for the whole 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life, right? So it's going to feel off at first, but that's where persistence comes in, you guys. That's where we're continuing to say and decide, no, I am important. Now, a lot of people get to that part, but when life continues to unfold around them, that's when they give up and they say, well, I'm still not seeing it. But you're still showing up as a person that feels unimportant. You might be telling yourself that I'm important, but when it comes to let everybody ahead of you in the line, you're still doing that because that's showing you that you haven't really internalized that you are important. And sometimes it takes doing those little actions, acting on those little nudges, those little inspirations to express this new version of yourself, right? Because that's the last part of manifestation. It starts as a thought or a vibration, right? And then it comes into form. Form is the last part of it. Action is the last part of it. The last part of your manifestation, if you're manifesting to win the lottery, you're going to do all of the visualization, all the affirming, all the things. The last thing that you're going to do is actually go buy the ticket and scratch it off and win, right? So that is the last part. When you actually see yourself showing up as that version of yourself, of the new version of yourself, that's when you know that you've really shifted. But you don't have to believe. You're most likely not going to believe that at the beginning. But realize, you guys, and this is what I be talking about. See and understand that reality is moldable. It does not matter what you've been up until now. It does not matter if every single lifetime you've ever lived, you've been the most unworthy, unwanted, low self-esteem person. You can decide today that ends today. And that's the only way that it can. That's the only time that you have is now, right? We're waiting for something around us to shift. We're waiting on some freaking fallen star, or some retrograde to reverse itself, or some shit to decide who we are. No, now is all that there is. Decide who you are, right? So Jacaria says, so for that example you just gave, how do you bridge that gap? Thoughts will change the way you act and react. And yes, repetition creates the belief. So yes, you guys, repeating, doing the technique, right? Or even whatever that is, even deciding, you guys. And I highly recommend you guys check out the guidebook because I go into detail with all of the different techniques that they are, and how at different states of being or different ways that you're relating to your desire, how it can be helpful for you, right? So bridging the gap, when we're bridging the gap, that's where the techniques is. We have the desire, right? Okay, I've been unwanted. I want to be wanted. Okay, now I'm going into all of these things. I'm doing these techniques. I'm doing these, all these things, and also becoming aware of myself, becoming aware of the moments where I'm showing up as that same unwanted person, where I'm telling the same story, where I'm doing the same things. I'm expecting the same failures. I'm expecting the same things, right? I'm still in that reality, and coming out of that reality and coming into the new reality. And you will start to feel different. When you're in that gap, you guys, this is where it gets a little shaky, is where you start to shift inside, but you're not quite shifted all the way, right? So you're still seeing basically the old reflection in your reality. But when you can look at the old reflection from a new pair of eyes, this is when your shift has happened, you guys. This is when you're going to start to see different things happen in your reality, because it's not really so much about the things that are going on, but how you're interpreting them, how you're defining them, how you're defining yourself in relevance to the things that are going on. Quantum, the guidebook is in the description for you guys. You'll instantly be able to download it. It's $5, okay? But that's really it, you guys. I intend that this is helpful. I am having class next Wednesday. That info is also in the description, guys. I would love for you guys to come for some hot seat coaching. Stacey, you say that really helped you. When you stay in the moment and realize your inner conversation, awareness is so powerful, you guys. I could sit here and go on and on and on. You guys know. Jacaria says, all the questions, sorry for a couple of minutes, felt like it was a long ass process. You're so funny. But I love you guys. I will see you guys in another video soon.